So when was the last time that you were bored? Just really bored? Have you ever been asked the question, what are your hobbies? Did you have an answer at the time? I hope sincerely by the end of this video that I'll be able to tell you some hobbies that you can try. Now, this one really surprised me. Mountain climbing and bouldering. A lot of people with ADHD said this was one of the best things that they really enjoyed. And I was just kind of like, I've never done mountain climbing. What's the reason? And so the reason they said is that when you're mountain climbing, you have to make adjustments all of the time. You have to be thinking all of the time. So when you're going up the mountain, it doesn't always go according to plan. Like you don't do just a straight shot up and every handhold is perfectly there. When you get to certain places, you might not have the same handhold you had before. So now I have to look and find a different place to grab onto and adjust your body and then move a different way and then make the adjustment to keep going up the mountain. And because of that, it's all about thinking outside the box a lot of times. And that's what people with ADHD were saying that they enjoyed about it. And so, have you ever done mountain climbing or boulder? Let me know in the comments and let me know how you like it. The next one is cross stitching. Have you ever done cross stitching? Because when I was reading, a lot of people really love it. And the reason they love it is it's not really a complex thing to learn. It's really easy to just start today, be a beginner, and start getting into cross stitching. And also, it's not an expensive hobby to start. You can really start with just about anything as long as you just get some materials and get the colors you want. And it's really creative as well because you are going to have a design and you are going to decide what design you're going to do and what colors you use and everything like that. So it gives a place to be creative, and it's just something that actually is kind of relaxing as well when you start doing it. So if you've ever cross stitched before, let me know in the comments. Let me know any cool designs you've done and let me know how you like it. Now, the next thing is working on cars. And the reason is one is just a lot of things that you have to think outside the box to maybe get a solution to something because there are going to be issues with cars just in general over the life of the car. And if you're really into working on cars, you get down to nitty gritty of it and find all the different things about the car. And then when you get to the point to where you do have an issue, you do have to think outside the box to try to solve that issue and go through all the different things that you might know. And even then, you may not have the solution right in front of you, and then you have to figure out something. The next one is photography or making videos. This is one of the hobbies that is all about creativity more than any other ones, I think, because of the fact that you are trying to capture an image or a picture, and then there's so much on the back end that you can do to adjust the lighting and shadows and everything, and then also the perfect shot from the perfect angle. There's so many things that you can learn and do with photography and videos that it does take a long time to master, but it's really easy to get into and start just taking pictures or making videos and then learning from there. And I think that is really the reason that a lot of people with ADHD enjoy it, is because it is just something that you can just totally think outside the box, be as creative as you want to, and just take photos of whatever you want to. And then you can also find people that also are into taking photos and making videos as well. Are you a photographer? Do you make videos? How do you enjoy it? Maybe what types of photos and things do you take? Let me know in the comments. And now, this next one, we are returning to the mountain for mountain biking. And a lot of people with ADHD do enjoy this. And do you actually mountain bike? Let me know in the comments. But I think the reason is one, if you've ever seen a video of someone actually ride a bike down a mountain, it is just fast paced. You see all these jumps and these hills and the different gaps they're going over. And it just gives you, even watching it for me, it's just like this adrenaline rush of wow, I wouldn't make that jump or do that thing, but they did. And it's really amazing. And so I think that is the thing about it, because it is about staying on your toes, staying focused, and finding creative ways to do this and that. And it's also is just kind of a high risk thing as well, right? And that could be another thing that kind of draws someone to it. So again, let me know if you are a mountain biker and what are some of the coolest places you have gone mountain biking. Let me know in the comments. The next one is dancing. And people just enjoy dancing with ADHD, without ADHD. It's just a nice activity to do. You can just be funny with it. You can just dance badly if you want to, and no one's gonna care. You can actually learn dances and choreography. There are different types of dances. You have just a variety of things. And with ADHD, you need variety. And you can be interested in one type of dance and not interested in another type of dance, and that is okay. Just do the one you're interested in. And so it's just one of those things that is completely out the box as much as you want to be, or learn all the steps to a dance that you want to learn. And so let me know, are you a good dancer, a bad dancer? What's the latest dance you've learned and everything? And do you actually enjoy dancing? Because if you do, I think it's a great hobby. So is it a great one for you? And another thing you may want to try is doing puzzles. Some people love puzzles. They love the fact that, hey, there is these pieces, they go together, trying to figure out where the pieces go together. And the thing about a puzzle, it can be really just a relaxing activity where you can just sit on an all day thing and just go through and start putting the puzzles together and enjoy that activity. Actually get hyper focused on the activity as well too. Or it just is something that helps to keep you thinking about things and maybe thinking outside the box, so to speak. And so the thing about it is that if you like puzzles, then this can be a great hobby because they do have a wide variety, a range of puzzles. I remember me getting a puzzle for somebody, not realizing this was one of the hardest puzzles that they had to ever do. And they actually had to put directions on the back of the pieces so that they could actually put the puzzle together and figure it out. That's how complex it was. But the point is that it may be something that you really enjoy doing, that can be an activity that is a good hobby for you to do because it is such a variety of them. And you can basically always get a good puzzle for you to do and work on. So let me know, are you the person that really loves puzzles, and what's the best one to actually get? Now, this one is sort of a mixed bag. Cooking. Some people I know love to cook. Are you one of those people that are just like, hey, I love to cook? But sometimes cooking takes 2 to 3 hours. So sometimes when you have ADHD, you do not want to cook for 2 to 3 hours. So it just depends if you love cooking, if you love learning about recipes, if you love going through the whole process, putting everything together and then putting it in the oven or on the stove and then coming out with this creation, because you can be really, really creative and think way outside the box when you're doing cooking. They have all sorts of cookbooks where people have done that. So that could be you. You could make the next cookbook of the things that you have discovered or different ways to make things. So is that something you really enjoy doing? So let me know in the comments. Do you like to cook? Do you love to cook? What's the best thing that you've ever cooked? Or, what's something you want to learn how to cook? Let me know any of those in the comments. And now think about learning an instrument. There are just 1,000 different instruments around the world that you can learn. And so you do have a lot of variety, which a lot of times can be a great thing with ADHD because you're not stuck learning just one thing. There are just categories of instruments that you can learn. So are you one that just loves instruments? Have you learned how to play one? Do you really enjoy one? And I think the other thing about this is that you might enjoy as well is that you can think totally outside the box when you're doing and learning an instrument. You're going to learn the basics, but as you get better and better at it, you can say, okay, hey, I want to try this and try this chord over here or try this specific note. This goes along with singing as well. And so all of these things combined can make it really attractive for someone that with ADHD that wants to have a hobby. So do you play an instrument? What's your favorite song to play? Let me know in the comments. And now this is one I've always really found interesting, but I've never done, is learning a martial art. And when I was growing up, The Karate Kid was like my favorite movie. So I wanted to learn how to do all the martial art kind of stuff. So is that something that you like to do? Are you into martial arts? Because there's so many different styles and varieties. And I don't know if boxing kind of falls into that category as well. But there's just so many that you can learn. And they all have different movements and different styles and different things you can add to it and different extra moves you can do and different things you can learn from, the beginner level all the way up to the master level or a black belt or whatever it is, right? And so all those things can just be fascinating. And the fact that you're not only learning things, but you're actually learning, have to be able to really like focus on things and make adjustments, and then make sure that you do a different thing this next time to make sure you're doing it correctly and everything like that. So is that something you enjoy? Because I think it's super enjoyable to have something that just has so much variety. So let me know if you've learned a martial art and like which one it is and how hard it was and things like that. Let me know all of that or some of that in the comments. And now something else you may want to try is to paint. Get your paintbrush out, your canvas out, all the different paints that you might have to put on there to make your favorite image or scene or person or whatever it is that you're going to put on that canvas that you just enjoy doing. It can be an activity that is just full of creativity, and also it can be very relaxing. I remember growing up watching Bob Ross on the TV and just relaxing, watch him do that activity. So is this something that you're interested in, that you try? Let me know, and let me know like cool things that you might have painted as well. Let me know in the comments. And here's something else. I have a video about ADHD and boredom. I think you will enjoy that video. It should pop up on the screen to where you can click it just about now. So go ahead, watch that video.